We have a concern that has to be addressed, Mr. President. This is Doris Mwamba, aka Speaker for Zambia. I'm a youth activist in Zambia, so I'm here to address this issue. And while I was away in Turkey, I was contacted by the residents here pertaining to this issue. Our plea as a community here with me is an order of interim injunction. So just to give people a preview about the issue that is happening here, there's a court injunction between Mulberry Development Limited and the residents of Mukurungwa Ward. So the issue is already in court and there's already an interim injunction. We have a concern that has to be addressed, Mr. President. There is no way a court injunction can be abrogated by certain individuals who were cited on video coming here, standing, sunbathing themselves pertaining to this land issue. The court already ordered that there should be no erection of any poles, no further kind of buildings. But here with us here, we are able to see the barricades. We are able to see these caterpillars being brought on site. Already there's a camp there, which means certain individuals are not abiding to the law. So our plea to the head of state is, where is the rule of law being applied? Why is the law being biased? Why are certain individuals, like on the record that is there's a video where Honorable Minister, Provincial Minister, Honorable Matambo was seen on site here. And those offices where people have to go to, Emma offices here, but they are the major culprits. Standing here as a youth activist, Mr. President, you promised us and we are going to stand by your word. There's no one who's above the law. We are actually appealing to your office, Mr. President. Those ministers, those provincial permanent secretaries, the DCs, all those who are involved in these issues should be brought to book. As a community, we do not want to be aggressive. People have abided to the law. Communities come, they are patiently waiting to hear the way forward from the court injunction. But now the Mulberry Development Limited seem to be above the law. Court order, they do not want to abide and be patient. So of what interest did the minister of the provincial minister and other individuals who've been cited have over this land issue? Seeing here the land where we're standing, honestly speaking, why should an individual have access to all this ample land when the community people are suffering? We voted for change. We voted for transparency, Mr. President. And as the youths of today, we are not going to condone individuals in these public offices abusing the law. By Honorable Provincial Minister Matambo, the former Minister of Land, the Permanent Secretary, you are on record where you were seen and the video is there, stood here to sunbath to wait for an individual. What interest do you have in the land issue? The community, the residents, people voted so that the rule of law should be applied and the law should not be biased. Today, opposition, yet the current leadership, we have major Honorable Matambo should do the right things. Can the Zambians go there and even fight for land? And why should an investor without proper scrutiny be allowed to have possession to this big land when this Bonamkuba constituency is still underdeveloped? When here this land can be utilized for serious investments, 200 plus hectares being given to an individual, yet there are people who are still homeless, living in shelters. The member of parliament of Bonamkuba, you are a to the people. We voted, we are your employers. The other issue that has pained me as a youth activist is the absence of authority. When this court injunction, I will just briefly read it out. It states, it is hereby ordered that the applicant, whether by itself, its servants, agents, or whosoever be and is, hereby restrained from demolishing the respondent's properties. We have a scenario where someone's unfinished building was demolished by the same culprit, by this same Mulberry Development. Does it mean that investors are above the law? Which kind of law is being used that an investor cannot abide to the policies? Then I continue. The respondent's properties or interfering in any way whatsoever with the respondent's quiet enjoyment of their properties on the land in dispute pending determination of the matter before the court or further of the court. In this interim injunction, we have a signed signature by the High Court Judge Mulanda. Judge Mulanda, if you get to listen to this video, this who have not abided to the law should be brought to book. Your signature has been underrated by public officers. Mr. Matambo, you are on record. And my plea with Mr. President, these people have to be... Before the community takes action, we are going to involve the anti-corruption. If we face any intimidation, we are going to write a petition to the embassies, because we cannot be condoning daylight corruption.